Show. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. Coming your way with a smile today. Down the humorous path with a lark and a laugh. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. The Baaaaahbra, the Baaaaahbra, the Baaaaahbra Show. Welcome to Humorous Adventures with Baaaaahbra.
Well, welcome again to the Humorous Adventures with Baaaaahbra. Today's topic is about traveling and birthdays. Now, I've camped in the desert. Again, you don't look at me and see roughing it. But I thought, okay, let's try camping in the desert in the summertime. So really had no idea what to bring, and I was told, you know, it would be really hot in the daytime, but possibly really cold at night. So I'm packing bathing suits as well as big sweaters and sweatshirts and pants. Well, it didn't get cold at night, ever. Wrong. So as a matter of fact, at nighttime, it was so hot that normally, you know, sitting around a campfire, if somebody took a spray bottle and started spraying at you at random, you wouldn't like it. But it was so hot, we were begging people to spray each other, you know, just to get some water on ourselves. The bathroom happened to be way down, I don't know, almost a mile away from where we decided to put our campsite. And you know, at night I wanted to look good because, you know, there was happy hour and meeting guys. And so, of course, I brought all my makeup and make the long trek to the bathroom at night to make myself look good. And the mirror happened to be a piece of tinfoil yay big. You could hardly make out what was going on. Plus the fact it was so hot during the day that when I did open my makeup bag, everything was melted. Even the mascara one was like bent. Forget that. It was also funny that for whatever reason, me and my friends thought we should bring candles. We totally forgot all about the candles. And when I got home, I opened up the bag the candles were in, and all you could see was the wick. It was hot. Now, I've traveled to Florida several times, and I had checked into a fairly decent hotel, went into the shower, came out, was fixing my hair, and all of a sudden I see this huge June bug, like this big. They look like roaches. I don't know, maybe they are roaches. They just call them June bugs. I was so frightened and half naked, I really couldn't go anywhere. I found one of my shoes and I smacked it, and it fell down. So, okay, at least I got him. And I walked away, and when I came back, he was gone. He just played dead. I called down to the front desk and I said, you've got some huge bugs in this room. And they said, really, we can't really control that. We could put you in another room, but you may see another one. Great. Now, another thing about Florida, every time I would go to Florida, they would sell these trees in a box. This is when I was living in Boston. So you could buy a lemon tree, an orange tree, or a palm tree in the box, take it home to Boston and plant it, and maybe it would be a tree. Never. Finally figured out they were probably dead in the box. But I just kept doing it every year. I don't know, just like the fact that I owned a lemon tree or a palm tree or an orange tree. So what's the definition of insanity? That you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result? Every time I bought these trees, they were dead. Now, because I traveled quite a bit, when I first started traveling, some people senior to me told me, listen, sign up for every airline program, sign up for every hotel program. Why? Because it's free, and eventually these airline points are free trips and the hotel points are free stays, so it's worth it. I've now And I also picked one airline to throw most of my miles to, as well as one hotel, because if now I buy a coach ticket on this airline, I can automatically upgrade to first class for free just using all these points. So it does pay off. So I happen to be standing for one of my trips in a priority line, meaning I should be able to get on first before the economy people on this one airline. And I'm standing in the line, and I always get to the airport in plenty of time. So there was somebody in front of me, and I didn't mind. Meanwhile, all these economy people are checking in, and here I am in the priority line, and I'm still waiting. I just found it rather amusing. I can understand they're having a problem, but now all the economy people had been checked in, and that woman who's checking in the economy people is just standing there. So I kind of looked at her, and she's like, "What?" I said, "Well, this is just an observation, and I'm totally fine with this, but I am in the priority line, and you've checked in everybody in the economy line, and I'm still standing here." She goes, "Well, all right, why don't you just come up then?" And just quietly to myself, I'm just smiling. Sometimes people have a bad attitude, but it might not have anything to do with you. They could have had a fight with somebody that day. So now I proceed to check in. I go through security, and now they're making all these announcements about cancellations on the airline. So now we all have to queue up and find out if we can get rerouted or what. And again, I'm cool. I still have plenty of time, and I'm in this long line. And I look at the front of the line where there's the ticket agent and this person. And the passenger has their back to me, and the ticket agent says, "Well, you have a choice. You can either go to Denver or Phoenix, but you just can't go to Orlando today." And the passenger who has their back to me while we're all waiting in line, all you can hear is, "I want to go to Orlando." So now the ticket agent, very perky, says, "Okay, let's try this again. You can't get to Denver or Phoenix. You can today, but you can't go to Orlando." And the woman goes, "But I want to go to Orlando." Now, all of us in line, we're just looking at each other. And while this is happening, another ticket agent comes to help out because the line's really long. And some woman from I don't know where, just comes to the front and cuts in front of us and is making arrangements to get on the plane. And the woman behind in our front line is looking at us, and we're looking back. Needless to say, I did get to my destination in San Diego. And, just traveling, you just have to be ready for it. For instance, I was on this little puddle jumper, little plane, and this huge flight attendant gets on. And because it was a short flight, maybe it was from Philadelphia to Detroit, I don't know, it wasn't even an hour flight. And this huge flight attendant gets up on the microphone and he said, "Listen, this is a short flight. We have cranberry juice or water. That's it." So I thought I'd take this opportunity to amuse myself. And as he's coming down, he looks at me, he said, "What do you want to drink?" And I said, "I would have like some coffee." And you could see, because he made the announcement that his veins are starting to bulge and his head's getting red and his head's ready to spin off when he caught himself and he realized I was kidding, and he keeps walking. So now I really do want some water, and I'm trying to flag him down, and he's ignoring me. And then finally, he gives me a cup of water. So, when you're landing, and the flight attendants usually, at all costs, they have to get your cup with ice cubes. I'm trying to give it to him, before we land. Here, and he's walking by. Well, everybody on the plane, because it was such a small plane, was very amused. I got a kick out of it myself. Another time, if you ever rent a car, it's probably you're at your destination and you're waiting in line. I always feel better waiting in line when I can turn around and see the line is longer behind me. However, we took our turn waiting in line, and the guy from the rent-a-car, I could see his name badge said Ben. And as Ben's filling out the paperwork, I said, "Hey, Ben, can I have the free upgrade?" And he's just not paying attention to me, and he's filling out the paperwork. And so as I'm leaving, and again, I had a long line of people behind me, I yell out in my loud voice, "Hey, Ben, thanks for the free upgrade." And then I go to get the car. Well, don't you know, now everybody behind me thinks I got the free upgrade. And to prove that, the guy right behind me, he caught me before I got in the car, and he goes, "What did you say to Ben to get the free upgrade?" I said, "I didn't." Now, birthdays for me are always really fun. And our family would get together and buy each other gifts. And, when somebody else buys you something, it might be really nice, but it might not be the thing you actually wanted. When we used to get together for birthdays, we'd buy each other gifts, and the person would say, "Oh, yeah, I love it," but, they knew they could return it. And then we thought, we really just want to get together to have a meal, to say how much we love each other, but not necessarily to have to buy gifts for each other. So we had a no-gift policy for birthdays. So I always fly down to San Diego and spend the weekend with my mother. And on the Saturday, my brother will come down and, have the party. So on the Friday, my mother and I, my mother needed some things, and we went to a department store looking for pajamas. She said, "I like those pajamas." I said, "Great, I'll get them for you." "Oh, I need a bathrobe." "Okay, we'll get you that bathrobe." "Oh, this shirt is nice. It happened to be this shirt." I said, I kind of like this shirt too. And then an idea came to me. I'm going to get this shirt for me, my mother, and my sister-in-law. So now another idea came to me, and that is I'm going to get gift bags for everybody, and I'm going to put each one of these shirts in a gift bag. But what do I get my brother? And my brother likes to dive. I tried to shop around for a diver man. I couldn't find it. So I had gone into this delivery company, and they happened to have a penguin, but it was a holder for a penguin necklace. And I thought a penguin was as close as I could get to diving, to somehow seaworthy, to give Danny his gift. So the day of the gift giving, one at a time, I'm giving out gift bags. Happy birthday to everybody. And here's a picture of me, my mother, my sister-in-law in our birthday shirts, and also a picture of Danny with his penguin. Now, when he saw the necklace, he said, "What is this necklace about?" I said, "No, don't worry about it. I got it for you because I like the penguin holder." So in closing, I would love to say that I love to celebrate birthdays because I believe that everybody should feel special at least once a year. And once I know somebody's birthday, I will send a birthday card. I've gotten comments, I'm not kidding, from people that I worked with over 30 years ago, and the comment would be, "I haven't seen you in 30 years. My wife doesn't even remember my birthday, but you did." Well, thank you again for joining me on the Humorous Adventures with Baaaaahbra.
It's the Baaaaahbra Show. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. Coming your way with a smile today. Down the humorous path with a lark and a laugh. It's the Baaaaahbra Show. The